All right. So I've been wanting to share this video for a long time. What I'm about to share came out of a coaching call that I had with a client, and it really hit home for me about how it described the journey that we take in life, and more specifically, our career and the value that we get out of it, and what it kind of feels like. So out of the coaching call, I ended up drafting up this graph slash diagram to capture what came out of the coaching call. And anyways, I've been wanting to share it for quite some time. So actually spending some time to pull up a video and walk you through it, because I hope it provides some insight and value for your own journey. So it's set up as a graph. So on this axis here, this says speed of learning decreases and frustration with progress increases. And here this says highway and side street and gravel road. And what came out of the call was, when we first start our careers, or even earlier, we're in school, we're in elementary school, then we're in high school, and then we're in university if you go to university. But there's less resistance. You travel faster. You're going with people, so it kind of feels like you're on a highway, and you're as you take off, you're learning really quickly. You're absorbing a lot, and there's not much uncertainty. So this is the other part down here is the farther out we get this way, the more uncertainty there is and the less competition there is. So you're on the highway, you're kind of doing what everybody else is doing, and then you take an exit and you end up on a side street. And you can't go as fast, there's more twists and turns, and it gets a little less clear about how to get to where you want to go. And where you want to go is up here, and this vision of the future might not be clear yet, but over time, especially for people that move into more entrepreneurial projects, or they're taking the path less traveled in their career, you start to get off the side street and you become more specialized, and you end up on a gravel road where there's even less people, but it's even slower traveling. So at this point, the frustration with progress starts to build up. You can't go as fast on the gravel road. There's more obstacles, there's potholes, there's a lot more in the way. So it can get a lot more frustrating as you start to take that path. And at the same time, there's more uncertainty around where you're going, how you're getting there, and there's less competition. So there's less people here as well. So less competition means there's more potential upside. And over here it says speed of learning decreases. I would actually say it's not that your learning decreases, it's the quick wins that you get with what you're learning tends to change. Early on in university, fresh out of school, you're learning fast, you're picking things up, so you're getting more dopamine hits and quick wins with what you're learning. And it's not that you're not learning over here, it just feels more frustrating, and you don't see the payoff as quickly when you're on the gravel road of what you're learning. In hindsight, you'll probably see that this area you're learning a lot, but you don't see it right away. And then eventually you exit, you're off the roads all entirely. And this is where people that are creating and building companies and they're in emerging fields that don't yet exist, you're kind of bushwhacking. You're in the dark. You can't see where you are and where you're going. And yet again, we're farther out on this spectrum where there's even more uncertainty and less competition. So you might be kind of taking your journey or winding around, trying to find what you think you're trying to build, which might be up here. If you can see my arrows. And again, less competition, more uncertainty, more frustration, and you're trying to get your sights fixed on a direct path to this vision of the future, and you're kind of winding around, bashing through the woods, and unknowingly, I find most people find this treasure that was hidden in the woods that they didn't really plan on stumbling across. But it takes a bunch of bonking around and getting lost and turning around and yeah, just struggling in the woods bushwhacking for you to actually find the treasure that was hiding there. And that treasure might actually be more valuable and more exciting than that vision of the future that you think you wanted. So hopefully this didn't confuse things more than that I expected, but for me, it really captured what it feels like exiting school, moving into the workforce, starting to learn more and realizing how much I don't know and the frustration of how slow things can feel like they're going. And then being on this entrepreneurial journey, what just feels like you're bushwhacking and in the dark and you can't see the forest from the trees. And it helped me gain some perspective and trust the process a bit more, and also trust that there's less competition, and more uncertainty usually means that there's more excitement as well. So you might be in this space today, and that doesn't mean you have to stay there. You can always take a step back to the gravel road, drive up a little bit farther on the gravel road, and then jump back into the trees up here. Or you might be on the side street feeling like you're taking it relatively easy and you're ready to jump on the gravel road, feel a bit more frustration, take a bit of a leap of faith, and get into the bushwhacking phase. Either way, it just provides a bit of a mental map of what it feels like as we take these different leaps in our journey towards what we are actually shooting for up here. So if you've made it this far, thanks for listening, and hope you got a couple of thoughts to think through.